was your reaction to the extensions? You had to be pretty good as their coach.
Oh man, just happy, man, excited, proud, really. Just having these guys since they stepped in the NBA door, they both come a long way. You know, they come a long way, and they've earned it in an incredible way. Being able to make that call to them yesterday just made me so proud, man. You know, just these guys were just so happy for their families. You know, that's a commitment of your whole social circle. It's not just him coming to the court, and when we see them, that's their parents. You know, they're their friends, their significant others, their brothers and sisters. Like it's a congrats for everybody, man. So I'm just proud of those guys, really.
When you look at what you've been through the last few years with the rebuild and everything, what does it say kind of about the stability and the trajectory of the organization to dedicating to a couple of guys?
Yeah. I mean, you know, for me and all the staff and the people that I've had, you know, that's kind of been what we've worked towards, is developing these guys. And, you know, those are like wins for us, you know, that you don't see every night. But then they get to this stage and this point. You know, I tell our guys all the time, don't take this for granted. You know, there are a lot of guys, you can look at 3 drafts before and see so many guys not even in the NBA anymore, you know. So for us, these are wins. Like we work so hard to develop Shaden and Tumani and Donovan and Scoot and these other guys. That's been what our seasons have been about, you know. So you get to this point and you say, man, it's well worth it, you know.
So did you just call them to congratulate them, or did you actually break the news?
No, I called them congratulate them.
Okay.
I called them congratulate them. Yeah.
In your experience, how does getting these contracts taken care of before the season help the psyche of the player, but also the team morale?
Yeah, it just alleviates so much stress. There's so many things in the NBA season that provide stress to you. It's one of those things, you just get it out the way, you know, and you can just really now focus on trying to be the best that you could be, and help the team the best that you can, and not have the pressure of worrying about if I don't play well, what could happen, you know. Just don't have that concern anymore.
Did you guys celebrate them today in practice? Was there a moment where you clapped?
Of course. Start of practice, everybody, you know, gave them a round of applause, and as soon as they walked in the building, everybody was loving on them, you know, so as they should.
Did you, I guess more so Shaden, because there was a deadline of today for his to get done or not, but did these guys talk to you at all during the negotiations about, like, hey, how should I handle this? You know, how do I, you know, because you went through it obviously when you were a player too. Did they talk to you about that?
Yeah, it's one of the things that I love most about my experience in the league is I'm able to provide some insight, you know, and not in the last week, but over time we've talked about these things and being able to put yourself in a position to secure the rest of your life, you know. So yes, I've had a ton of conversations with these guys about those type of things.
When you were a player, coach, obviously, you know, you look at the league and you see what other guys get paid. Did you like compare what you were doing to what they were getting, or was it more like I need to get what I feel comfortable with, and what other guys get, that's kind of not really my business?
Yeah, for me, you know, especially for me and how my league, my thing kind of started, it was kind of tough for me. I was more concerned with securing in my life, you know, and my family. And I had kids at a young age, so, you know, it was really important to me I wasn't really concerned with that. But I'm sure it's a natural thing for everybody to do that with your, you know, your counterparts and things. But at the end of the day, to me, that really doesn't matter. You know, they're not living with you, coming home with you, and servicing the family like you. It's just your life, you know.
When you called him, did you say anything beyond congrats? Like, was there any kind of message from coach, like, get to work now, or like, was it just all happy feely?
No, it was all happy Philly, man. It was happy Philly, you know. Two was like, you know, Shea is not the most emotional person, but he was happy, and you could feel it, you know. Two was like, you could see a smile through the phone, you know. He was like jumping around in his apartment, type of happy. So it just made me proud, man. It really did.
For two, particularly being a late second round pick, now he's making this much money. Like,
Yeah.
I know you were talking a couple years ago when Nasir signed his extension, you were telling us about how like early in your career when you signed that first deal with Minnesota, was it Minnesota or Detroit was the first big deal?
Minnesota?
Yeah,
well, Detroit,
and your agent was telling you like, hey, if you take a short-term deal, then you could, maybe get more, and you were just like, no, I want the most security. I just want to lock it in. Is that kind of what you told them to?
It is, man. It is. I just believe in that. You can't gamble with that. You got so many people like. I always thought like my parents, and at the time I had kids, like their future is dependent on that. My parents put so much time and effort into getting me to these workouts and all of the things, and I'm not going to gamble with that. I'm going to make sure that is secure, and then hopefully everything goes good the next time around. If I want to do what I got to do and wait and hold up, and maybe then, but at the start, I was very intentional about that. Like, take care of business, get your family and your life set up,
Did Tu and Denny practice today?
Yeah. I think so. They practiced today. Tease practiced today. Rob practiced today. I'm not sure the availability opening night, but yeah, we had pretty much everybody today.
What's it like having everybody back?
It was good, man. Yeah, it was fun.
Speaking of Tease full contact.
Yeah.
Speaking of basketball, what would the focus of these 2 days practice be, and what's your takeaway from like the preseason as a whole?
The preseason as a whole, I thought it was good. We established kind of how we want to play on both ends. So that's what you kind of want to do in the preseason, especially with a lot of new things that we're trying to put in. In terms of the last couple of days, it's Sunday was off, but today. It's kind of about cleaning some things up and getting people sharp and just trying to be sharp in what we do.
You said you didn't want to wait till the last second to figure out your starters. Have you made that call, and when will you let them know, or have you?
Yeah, I have, but today is about Shaden and Tumani, and so we'll talk about that later.
Talk about tomorrow.
Yep.